Coming up in this week's video. Welcome to our camping channel, and thanks for joining us on this week's hot tenting trip. We have some new gear that we can't wait to show you. Please leave a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our adventures. Tonight we are camping in Squamish, British Columbia. There are lots of beautiful spots to choose from, and it's close to where we live, making it ideal for short trips. The west coast of Canada is famous for rain during the winter months, but we lucked out this weekend with some sun and blue skies. On this weekend, it also happens to be New Year's Eve, and we can't think of a better way to ring in the new year. We settle on a nice large spot that we've camped at before. High up in the mountains, we are in and out of the clouds for most of the afternoon. In case you haven't guessed it from the title of this video, one of the new items we picked up is a new hot tent. We will be showing you the new Pomoly Circle 6 tent. This is our first time setting it up. It did not come with instructions, but we did manage to watch a YouTube video or two on the setup before this trip. This tent is not fully enclosed and does not have a floor. However, there is an optional floor that can be purchased. The floor is floating and has loops that can be placed around the tent pegs to hold it in place. There is a fire-resistant area to place the stove on. Setting up the tent is not very complicated, but the tent is massive and it does take some time to lay it out properly and hammer in all of the pegs. It has 2 poles in total. The first pole has segments that fold into a complete circle. We imagine this is how the tent got its name. The second pole is just a straight one that is adjustable. It goes from the center of the tent to the ground and gives the tent its height, while the circular pole goes around the top of the inside, giving you much more room to stand. Another optional add-on that we got is the inner tent. Essentially, it's a fully enclosed tent within a tent, giving you a separate bedroom area. There are lots of gaps and openings in the main area, so if you are worried about bugs or mice crawling on you at night, we recommend this add-on. Here's what the Circle 6 looks like fully set up to the best of our ability on try number 1. Another new piece of gear we are trying out is a fire reflector. If you camp in windy areas, This will help you keep your fire going. It also reflects some of the heat from the fire back at you, which is nice on cold evenings. Now time to set up our bed. There's so much room inside of this tent and inner tent. It's much bigger than expected, which has pros and cons. We only brought a small air mattress, but you can easily fit a queen-size air mattress in the bedroom area. Next, we get our wood stove in place. We use the medium-sized Pomoly dweller stove. One thing we discovered was that with the taller tent, the top of the stovepipe sits very close to the ceiling of the tent. Flying sparks could come out and damage the tent. To remedy this, we set our stove up on a table. However, we will probably pick up a couple of extra stovepipe pieces in the future. After all of the excitement of setting up the new tent, it's already time to start thinking about dinner. As usual, in the winter, we like to cook over the fire. As mentioned before, it's also New Year's Eve, so we also brought some bubbles. On cold camping trips, we really like using our Dutch oven to cook. We usually stick with simple meal ideas that don't have a lot of preparation. Tonight we are having beef stew. Dave starts by rough chopping onion, parsnip and carrot. Once the Dutch oven is hot, it's time to add the first of the ingredients. Then it's time to cut potatoes and mushrooms. We also add fresh herbs with the beef. Lastly, we add water and beef stock and let cook before serving. After dinner, it's time to head inside and enjoy the new tent before bed. For the first time in years, we do manage to stay up until New Year's and catch some fireworks far off in the distance. We wake up to a sunny but very cold morning, but the views are unbeatable. We manage to stay relatively warm through the night. With this tent being much larger than our Pomoly Stovehut tent, it didn't hold the heat in quite as well. What we refer to as the living room area stayed extremely hot, but the bedroom area was a bit cooler. Still very comfortable though. Time to enjoy our coffee before packing up, and of course we will take a look around from up above. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, check out some of our other hot tenting videos or rooftop tent trips from the summer. See you on the next adventure.